Yo, 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 this your boy JB Levi bringing you another hot topic. And you know what we discussing yet again relationships and the pros and cons of dating in the modern world. In the modern dating age. And, in the modern world, rather. You can say that. But, anyways, as some things I be discussing with females, and I do consultation, but in a minute it won't be free because I'm seeing now that my time is very valuable, and I'd rather just put it on here and let everybody get a bite of it than to just try to go one on one with a person. But I don't mind doing that, but it's kind of like I need to get compensated for my time for real. But nevertheless. Um, I was talking to a female, and this is kind of why this is coming up. And she was talking about the guy she was talking to, and how she won a relationship. And I asked her a few questions. And I asked her to be honest about it. But females, they're not ever gonna just be 100% honest with somebody. They want to put their trust in their hands, but at the end of the day, even if it's some guy they talk to, they're not gonna give 100% honesty because they don't want to feel vulnerable, and that's anybody. Any human naturally does not want to feel vulnerable dealing with somebody that they don't know if they can trust. And so I understand it. The good thing I can read between the lines, and I don't put you on the spot to be more open than you need to be, but that's the gift in what I do. I don't have to have all the facts to get to the bottom of things, to get to the truth, to get to the meat of what's wrong. And so she kind of was just saying in so many ways that, well, this guy just wanna pretty much be with me but not be in a relationship. Wanna have sex without the commitment. And it wasn't that blunt. She didn't put it that blunt, but that's basically what it is. Because I'm a guy, I know how that is. When you talking to a female and you don't really want a relationship, what else could you possibly want? Why would you be talking to her? And it's either a few things. She got means, meaning money, or she got sex, something physical, or she might be a good friend, if nothing else. That might be a reason, but that's more or less than a chance because that was incentivize you to get into a relationship with her because she might be a good friend, but that don't necessarily mean she got the other two things that you're looking for. So it won't just warrant a relationship automatically. But nevertheless, she made some good points. Like if she was to, let her, she want to hold out, or she was to hold out. Cause I mentioned something about just not giving yourself to this guy in that physical manner. But she's like, well, they still hold out until you eventually give it up. And I had to really think about that. I didn't think about it in that moment, but that is very true. Like guys will like pamper you and be nice to you until they get what they want, and then boom, you in the cycle. And I think what happens, or what some female have to do, is kind of look at what a man is bringing to the table, so to speak, because it can easily come off as, oh, he being nice. Well, most guys you talk to are gonna be nice. I mean, there's no guy gonna just absolutely. Well, they are guys that are assholes, but that is based on what you're doing and how they're reacting to you. You might think it's a hole, but he might think he just being him. So that's kind of perspective based. It's based on the person, how what they think being an a hole is really like, what they describe it as, because y'all might have different opinions of what that is. But genuinely, no guy who wants a female or want to talk to a female just gonna be an absolute dick, so to speak. I gotta use these terminologies because this the terminologies that people are used to. And so it's not enough to just, accept niceness. It's not enough. You have to look beyond that to see, to really know what he brings to the table, what value he has. And sometimes it's subtle stuff. It's sometimes it's he can fix cars, or he know how to solve this issue, or he's good with his job, or certain things that you got to look for in a person that shows their values, that shows their commitment to being a good man or a great person or just a significant other, so to speak. They might love their mama, so to speak. And if you know they can love their moms, and you see how much they care they show to their moms, you should be able to take a mental note of that. Instead of always looking for the red flag, look for the green flags. Look for the ones that show his character, and then bring it up to him. Acknowledge it. Should celebrate him. And be like, well, you do this for your mom. You agree. And he might say, oh, that's just my mom. I love her. Well, that goes to show this man can love a woman. He's not heartless, so to speak. And so, therefore, you might not understand why he is not giving you the level of commitment that, or love and care that he might show his mother or his daughter or some other person that he cherishes. And it might be because you might not be as valuable to him. So as we look at, y'all look at value of guys, guys look at value in women. And I think what's happened with the modern society, their value is 100% physical. That's what women value themselves as. A woman who actually, well, smart woman or a woman of high caliber, they know they bring more to the table. But you still find out they substitute that for looks, cause it's not to do with females and male psyche. It's really got to do with the culture, the society we brought up in. You go to different countries, it's not the same. They value women and men and relationships and marriages in a different way. Even if you go to Dubai, they have laws and stuff geared towards certain ways of relationships being. So we are just at a state in this country where we put a certain stranglehold on what we value because the culture values it. And so we are a product of our own environment, so to speak. And so that leads us to where we are now. And most women are validated in their physical appearance, meaning there's nothing wrong with being beautiful, and being beautiful is a worldwide thing. But all putting all our eggs in that basket is tearing our what I want to say, our dynamic in relationship dating is tearing it apart. Because it's like, well, what if the looks ain't together? What's next? Everybody don't have beauty, and even if they do, they don't always look beautiful. They won't always be beautiful. When you get old, you're not gonna be beautiful like how you were in your youth. You're just not. So why do we put so much value on it? And that's why where we at as a culture, as a society. We put too much value on our looks. And that could be guys too. But I mean, guys don't really have to be look oriented. We are taught to have money and be reckless. If we do that, we can get all of the women we want. We can get all of attention and stuff we want. And that's why where we at. Cause guys want to have attention, women or whatever, and girls want to have men and beautiful looks and attention. So we got so much going on that it's making dating very hard and pretentious and friction, a lot of friction. And so I just think that going back to her situation, I was telling her, well, she was like, well, I'll talk to guys and blah blah blah, and I won't submit and give up all my guy friends for this one guy. And I'm pretty sure she was saying that. I did ask her if that's the only way you'll commit to him. And the toxic part about that is you're not emotionally available to be with somebody if you have all of these guy friends. Vice versa, a man is not emotionally available for you if he has all these girlfriends. It's just not gonna work because you already preoccupied. That's why marriage don't happen with people who got 50 different people they're talking to. It's just not gonna happen because they're so occupied. And you can't. I learned something a long time ago. I tried to date more than one girl at a time. It is extremely hard because you have to give time to a thing to allow it to grow. Even if it's two girls, you're going to have to give time, and you cannot divide time up. Even if it's physical and you just want to have sex with three, four different girls. Even if it's physical and you want to have sex with three or four different girls, you cannot divide that time up. It's just impossible to do. And so this what leads to it. This is what leads to frustration, depression, the ever continuum cycle of not finding a sufficient mate. And so we end up, you know, in the situations we in. Single, lonely, desperate, all these things. And if I hadn't have just worked on me and focused more on me, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't even be able to have these conversations. I'd probably have a child, have a girlfriend, be living with a girl, just all kind of stuff that did not fit my life. Not at least not the life that I'm the good life, the one that's bringing me wealth and acumens and all of these awards and stuff. Not that I have all these things, but I'm just saying, one, put that in my possession, in my reach, my long-term goals would have been compromised. My short-term goals would have shifted and been different things. And so I think we put too much attention on relationships. To be honest, I mean, we could say everything and it can be like, oh, relationships, all of this stuff matters or don't matter. But the truth of the matter is, we give too much of our time to it instead of giving our time to ourselves and becoming. It brings me back to some scripture, but I'm gonna leave that for later. But definitely, it just have to, we have to evolve in the way we think. We gotta break out of a prison in society that is forced upon us. We don't control all the masses' thoughts. We are only one person influencing the culture. We are a significant one person can do a lot of damage. But still, yeah, it's still gonna be culture over individualism rather. And so at the end of the day, we just gotta be better. We gotta think smarter and we gotta be wiser, make wiser decisions. And so that's where I'm gonna leave it at. If if you enjoyed the video, share it. If you need consultation, feel free to message me or just keep coming to the page. If you tell me what I need to discuss and you have any questions, leave them in the comments or just try to reach out to me and I'll try to discuss these things, and that way we can get some more clarity. Everybody don't have the answers you have or I have. And if we can bring these questions or these answers to in a new way, people can receive it in a better way and they can grow from it. So y'all be blessed. Peace. Love.